What happens when a symphonic metal band decides to stop playing safe and instead opens the door to the entire world? Different cultures, different languages, and different musical influences. And more importantly, does it actually work? That's a question we're going to answer today as we take a deep dive into Break the Silence, the brand new album by Beyond the Black. Before getting into the album itself, I want to start with a quick personal connection. I first discovered Beyond the Black when they released their self-titled album back in 2023. I remember reviewing that album on my channel, and I genuinely enjoyed it. It was catchy, well-produced, and it showed a band that knew exactly who they were. Not long after that, I went back and listened to their entire discography multiple times, especially when I was invited to appear on a ranking video over at the Green Man's channel with Hector, the chill dude on the couch. And that experience really helped me appreciate the consistency of the band and how strong the songwriting has been over the years. But since then, Beyond the Black has become one of those bands I return to every so often. The songs are memorable, catchy, and easy to connect with, and that made me curious to hear where they would go next with this new album. Break the Silence is the sixth studio album by German symphonic metal band Beyond the Black. It was released on January 9, 2026 through Nuclear Blast Records. The album was produced by Mark Neeson and Hardy Kretsch, the same production team behind their 2023 self-titled record. The band lineup also remained unchanged, continuing as a four-piece: Jennifer Haben on lead vocals, Chris Hermsdorfer on lead guitar, and backing vocals, and Tobias Lords on rhythm guitar and backing vocals, and Kai Turchensky on drums. The album runs for about 37 minutes and contains 10 tracks, making it relatively short, but a focused listening experience. Stylistically, Break the Silence is a concept album that blends melodic and symphonic metal with strong ethnic and world music influences. Lyrically, the album focuses on themes of communication, or the lack of it, inner strength, resilience, isolation, and the need to reconnect in an increasingly divided world. These themes are reflected not just in the lyrics, but also in the album's international approach to sound and collaboration. One of the most interesting aspects of the album is the inclusion of several high-profile guest vocalists, each bringing something different to the table. Chris Harms from Lord of the Lost, Asami from Lovebites, Gergana Dimitrova from The Mystery of the Bulgarian Voices. With all that in mind, let's go track by track. Rising High was one of the singles. It immediately stands out because it sounds different from what I remember from Beyond the Black. The song opens with male vocals singing in what feels like is world music, or an ethnic style. That's what I'm trying to say. Once the song kicks in, though, it becomes much more familiar. Jennifer Haben comes in with her melodic vocals, and the band delivers big guitar riffs and a strong chorus. It's a great opener, sets the tone for the album's international and experimental direction. Break the Silence is the title track, and released as a single, it leans more towards a modern sound with electronic elements layered throughout the song. There are clear peaks and valleys here, with softer sections building into heavier moments. The song is extremely catchy, filled with strong hooks, and features a very cool guitar solo with high-end tremolo picking and finger tapping. The music video, which shows post-apocalyptic imagery, fits the theme of broken communication perfectly. Overall, this is one of the strongest tracks on the album. Alive, a single voice, the echoes rise. The Art of Being Alone has a slow, dramatic build, and the inclusion of Chris Harms really helps stand out. The vocal contrast really works well here. Chris brings his deep baritone vocals, while Jennifer handles the higher melodic lines. Their voices complement each other, making the duet feel natural rather than forced. Towards the end of the song, Chris even adds some heavy growls, which adds another layer of intensity. This track feels emotional, dark, and very memorable. The next song is called Let There Be Rain, and it features Gergana Dimitrova. Going into the song, I didn't know much about who this person is, Gergana Dimitrova, but after looking her up, it makes perfect sense why she was chosen. She is a Bulgarian singer and soloist associated with the vocal choir, and her voice brings a strong ethnic and world feel to the song. At first I actually thought the vocals sounded Japanese, especially knowing that Lovebites appears on the album, but this track goes in a completely different direction. Despite the unique vocal style, the song remains catchy and easy to remember, which is something Beyond the Black consistently does well. Ravens opens with acoustic guitars and immediately feels like one of the softer tracks on the album. Beyond the Black is known for writing powerful ballads, and this song fits that description perfectly. The guitars move between acoustic arpeggios and heavier power chords, creating a strong emotional contrast. This is a very well-written song and one of the emotional highlights of the album. The flood surprised me a little bit. It opens with electronic elements and distorted, computerized vocals, and it gives it a very modern and slightly experimental feel. Even with those elements, the band's signature sound is still there. It's different, but it never feels out of place on the album. Can You Hear Me is a collaboration with Asami from Lovebites. It has a strong Japanese power metal influence mixed with Beyond the Black's symphonic style. The song is extremely catchy and supported by a beautiful anime-style music video. It looks like something inspired by Studio Ghibli. The video each features anime versions of both Jennifer and Asami. Vocally, both singers perform in English and Japanese, which fits perfectly with the album's global theme. The only minor issue is that the vocal styles are somewhat similar, so it's not always easy to tell them apart. Still, it's a fun and energetic track. La vie es un cinéma is continuing the world music theme, featuring Jennifer singing in both French and English. Musically, it's a harder rocking track. Sounds very representative of Beyond the Black. There are also male backing vocals in English and adds extra depth to the chorus. The track feels similar, but fits the album's broader concept. Hologram leans heavily into a futuristic and electronic sound while still staying rooted in symphonic metal. It's upbeat, energetic, and feels like one of the more modern tracks on the album. This is another song that shows how comfortable the band is blending electronic elements with their core sound. The album closes with Weltschmerz. I'm probably mispronouncing that. It's a gothic and moody ballad sung entirely in German. The song is slow, haunting, very atmospheric. Jennifer Haven really shows off her operatic vocal abilities here. Most of the track is driven by electronic textures, violins, and interesting percussion. Towards the end, the guitars and drums finally come in, giving the album a climactic and emotional ending. Overall, I really enjoyed Break the Silence. I will admit I liked the front half of the album slightly more, mostly because many of the singles are there and I had already spent more time with them. That said, the entire album is strong from beginning to end. What stands out most is the international approach. Across the album, we hear 4 different languages: English, French, German, and Japanese, and guest vocalists from completely different musical backgrounds. It feels very intentional, like the band wanted to expand their sound and reach. I've listened to this album about 3 times already, and it gets better with each listen. So for now, I'm giving Break the Silence a solid 8 out of 10, and honestly, the score may go up by the end of the month. So going back to the question I asked at the beginning, what happens when Beyond the Black opens their sound to the entire world? And the answer is simply, it works. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to check out my review of Beyond the Black's self-titled album from 2023. It should be appearing on the screen right now. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think of Break the Silence. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.